I recall thinking he appeared as if he knew what I had done, which he had. I now realized that he had given me the evil eye that was sitting in my energy field for all those years. My negative experience with the current wealthy family was part of the karma I had accumulated for doing the wrong thing.
The main purpose here in life is not to become smarter, wiser, and so on, but basically to clear up all our karma, which holds us back to this life, to this vibration.
How to break down why bad things happen and steps to reverse them. Some time ago, I was offered the opportunity to work a couple of days a week as a personal assistant for one of Australia's wealthiest families in their home. The opportunity presented itself, and for some reason, I decided to apply as I felt something prompting me. I enjoy a challenge, so even though the job seemed unattainable, it pushed me to stretch myself to see if I could get it. As a result, after 4 interviews and 3 rigid screening processes, I was awarded the position. After leaving the final interview, I couldn't help but feel deflated after sitting beside the wife during the process. While the husband was a nice guy, she only appeared friendly but made negative digs at certain things I would say. I knew this was a message I was going in the wrong direction, but let it play out. My heart sunk even more as I completed medical and police screening along with accounting and tax forms in preparation to start the job. The process put me back on the matrix, and I kept questioning why I was complying with the procedures for a job I innately knew wasn't part of my mission. I justified that it would be a fun experience seeing how the other half lived. My first day on the job was unproductive as I had to use my own computer as their computer equipment was old and slow. They had an abundance of money but skimped and saved wherever they could regarding employees. The lack of preparation for me to work and deliver what the wife wanted was indicative of how much she cared about the difficulty she put me under. She wanted a 5-star output without an induction process, overview, checklists, or proper equipment. The second day was excruciatingly bad. The wife did not consider that the computer glitches weren't fixed. Instead, she thought communicating a task to me would instantly manifest it. While this is possible in another dimension, it can't occur in a 3D world or for someone who constantly complains about everyone and everything. After asking me to complete a specific complex task in 2 hours, she let slip that it took her a whole day to complete the same task. So I realized that she pushed everyone to the max to get what she wanted, despite being unable to meet the unreasonable standards or requests. At the end of the second day, I left after she complained that I didn't complete the assigned tasks and the tasks I wasn't even told I needed to do. So I quit because my energy was spent being around such a negative, narcissistic person. Normally, if I wasn't supposed to be in an experience, the universe would ensure it didn't occur. So I pondered why I attracted the situation, as when you find the meaning, you can heal, understand, grow, and move on. The following information reveals how I broke down the experience to find its purpose. Find the clues. My first step was using the forensic healing 7-module system using the signature energy shift technique. This identifies which of the 7 modules I must use to reveal clues. After testing, it confirmed the 6th module, the soul module. The pathway identified was 6.14, soul release from martyr and persecution complex. The pathway protocol required me to test for a word in the soul scan list which identified celestial birth chart disconnection. This indicated a disconnection from one's true purpose. Then I tested to find the age this occurred, and it identified age 24. So here is the breakdown. 1 is karma. At age 24, I was living in London working as a housekeeper for a wealthy black Nigerian family. The husband had an office in the house with glass walls and could watch me walk down the stairs from my bedroom. The chauffeur later revealed that he could access the bedroom phones and would listen in on our calls. At age 24, I was reckless and not as morally aligned as I should have been, so I used my bedroom phone to call a friend in Australia. After making my call, I walked down the carpeted staircase, and as I took each step, I felt his intense stare filled with negative vibes. I recall thinking he appeared as if he knew what I had done, which he had. I now realized that he had given me the evil eye that was sitting in my energy field for all those years. My negative experience with the current wealthy family was part of the karma I had accumulated for doing the wrong thing. The clues were and can be found in the similarities, such as working for a wealthy family from their home, etc. I was karmically paying for my deceit through my bad experience. Also, the way the wife spoke to me was with an unusual determination to make me feel as bad as I could. It was also interesting that since the experience, the following video I watched on NDE stated that this life contains a lot of karma balancing experiences. This information was more confirmation of my findings.
Why would you choose to incarnate into a sickly body, a damaged body, a body that is going to be part of an abusive family, or thrown into an abusive, religion or community that kind of just pounds you and pounds you, and like, why would you choose that? Like, that's hard for the egoic mind here to understand, to choose to go through a fire. But I'd love to hear what you think.
Well, I think you are a father, a parent. If one of your children is very, very sick, really sick, and maybe die, maybe you want to say, oh, God, rather take me, but don't take my child. You will, as a father, you have this loving feeling for that child. Mm-hmm. Now, there are souls on the other side who see that their soul, who they're close to, have fallen very deeply and have created enormous karma. They take sometimes on the karma of another person. We can do that and incarnate on their behalf so that that the other person's soul can proceed faster in the purification spheres. There are a lot of souls who have incarnated in extremely unfortunate situations, handicapped situations mostly, who are not actually the souls who have created the karma, who have but taken on the karma of another soul who is so low on energy, who could not even incarnate anymore. So there's this one thing. I mean, this is only one person. That's why we should never look at a person who says, oh, he must have had a bad karma. No, it's never, ever should be. Anyway, it's not our business to speculate why anybody has whatever misfortune. But this is one important point to really stop us to ever think about why a person who is handicapped or very disfortunate or is raped or whatever, why does he or she go through that? But of course, there is a lot of negativity that we accumulate or can have accumulated in past lifetimes. We can have been murderers, rapists, killers, sadists like hell. We have done some of 1,000 lifetimes. I mean, this is enormous. In those lifetimes and in the Middle Ages, as you probably may imagine, it was a rough life. This is all karma that has accumulated. So the hunter says, I will go through this. It's only 800,000 hours. I will go through this. I will endure it. I will experience what I've given to others as a handicapped person, as a raped person, whatever it is. Because a raped child is not a young soul. It's an ancient soul and may have gone through a lot of past life as well. So as horrible as these acts are, and they do have consequences to the person who does give the harm, like the rapist and so on, that's a karmic consequence. But for the person to incarnate and experience the horror of war, the horror of rape, of torture, of genocide, is something that the soul knew about prior incarnation. It's difficult for us to comprehend that, but we do have, in my videos, I show that something like a screen where we see our future life like a riverbed. And there are certain rapids, there are certain kind of problems on the riverbed, there are maybe some rocks and difficulties, and we see that. And these are life situations which we may most likely encounter, not 100%, because we have always the free will to change it. But these are difficult, our difficult in-laws, the problem with the illness of our child, etc. A very difficult something, whatever comes in our life. We look at this and we wholeheartedly agree to it. Nobody is here against their will. Says, yes, I will do this, I will experience it, and then I will be done with it. It's basically like paying off a debt. For instance, you own $500,000 to somebody, and it burdens you because you struggle to pay it off. You just don't make enough money, and somebody says, well, would you be ready, maybe work for me for 1 week, very hard, 24 hours, and all your debts are gone? Says, yes, I will do that. And the very short period here makes it so attractive, because in the spiritual realm, we don't have the physical body, and everything takes much, much longer. The concept of time is different than we have here. So not only do we experience it in the same karma in a much longer time, but we also don't have the physical body. And the physical body is very helpful because it's like a buffer. We can do something. If pain comes to us in some way, we can take medicine. We can heal it. We do not have that buffer in the spiritual world, so we will immediately feel the karma that is coming back to us. So it is a gift. That's why coming to earth is a gift for everybody. It's a blessing.
Number 2, evil eye or curses. After discovering its presence, it was essential to remove the evil eye or curse that had been present from age 24. The pathway showed that I was suffering to pay for what I did, and the curse or evil eye was another layer to remove so I could attract more blessings than hardship. Eliminating these types of negative energy can be life-changing. Curses or evil eye, etc., have more impact than people realize, especially from a black, intimidating Nigerian man seeking revenge. Number 3, weaknesses. My father and mother displayed high levels of disconnection from the impact their abuse had on me as a child. My mother still thinks it was normal for me to be abused from age 2, as she had no insight, empathy, or awareness of its impact. Experiencing this in childhood creates a weakness in my blueprint that, until healed, continues in varying degrees to be part of my beliefs and therefore my experiences. My mother is also financially comfortable. She acts like everything is expensive, and if she has to lend money, she requires it to be paid back at a high interest rate. So when I am targeted, my weaknesses are the first area to show up or play out. And number 4, negative life pattern, victim. Enduring abuse in my childhood created a victim-negative life pattern. This victimhood pattern continually manifests until I overcome, heal, and change. Life is a continual process of change and transformation, so we can never think we are done growing or changing. Again, the victimhood programming is the first area to show up or be targeted in negative experiences. Summary. When I understand that everything I attract has a message, I can grow and negative situations become a blessing. I stop playing the victim and become something greater. This difficult experience allowed me to understand myself more, release a long-standing curse, and repay karma. It also changed my blueprint to reverse victimhood and strengthen my weaknesses. Completing these processes removed the specific blocks that were identified. I reconnected to my celestial birth chart so my path is clearer to live my divine purpose and experience the pure, unconditional love of connecting with source energy. I'm now further off the matrix. Interesting that I had to jump back on it to release more ties. Now I am freer, more aligned with my divine purpose. It definitely shifted my energy as I was offered support the following day in a way I had never had before. Thank you, universe. All is well. Thank you for being with me on my journey, and if you would like to continue and need some tools to overcome your past and catapult your life, Go to forensichealing.com for 20% off store-wide. Use coupon code 20% off June. I'll see you there.